Dana Abercrombie, The Coalition.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, it is a pleasure to speak to both of you. This was a lot of fun. It was a lot of heart. And even as an adult, I was like, yeah, I'm agreeing with some of these actions and the overall message. So,
Yeah.
for both of you, you guys are the stars. I was wondering, what was it this time? We're in the fifth generation. So, what was it about My Little Pony Tales as a whole, and especially with this movie, that really kind of attracted you to this project?
Yeah, I mean, I was attracted from being raised on My Little Pony and
Mhm.
having it be such a major part and lessons learned throughout my childhood that I got to digest through the My Little Pony world in Equestria. So to be here on Earth and recording for Equestria was the least I could do to thank them for the great childhood that I had. So,
Yeah.
I mean, reading the script and understanding like the message and story of inclusion and diversity and highlighting the differences in everyone is actually what brings us together and makes us more of this unique, family that provides different powers and plays to those powers and understands that we all have magic and unifying that together via unicorns and Pegasi and pony is just this beautiful way to highlight what makes us so different from one another is what actually unites us. So it's just a great message. So overall, and also the characters were drawn beautifully. So shout out to our animators.
Yeah.
It drew me to the film the way we were drawn.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say no to My Little Pony, but entertainment is such a powerful medium because we have the capability to tell stories that can change people, and I think that this does that really, really excellently in a way that is in this sweet little colorful, lovely package, and you don't realize that you're absorbing information and you're learning things for kids and for adults as well, and it's so relevant these days. The message behind accepting one another for our differences and loving one another and not being fearful of our neighbors and and just learning from that message and just being a unified force for good. Yeah.
So, Kimiko, you play Izzy Moonbow, sorry, and Liza, you play Zipp Storm. So, I was wondering, with your character's personality, what is it that you really love about them, and you would love for, not to say for people to get out of, but to see more of in the world?
Yeah, I mean, I love Izzy because she's just so open. She comes into every situation with an open heart, with an open mind. She sees everyone as just like a new friend. Hi, new friend. That's just like her tagline when she meets anyone. And I think it's something that I know I could take from Izzy. I think it's so easy, especially as you grow older. Not saying I'm old, but I am older than I look.
Don't subscribe to Tom. Go ahead, sorry.
But it is easy to protect yourself and want to create a safe space for yourself. But she opens her heart to everybody, and I think it's just such a beautiful energy, and that's something that she brings to My Little Pony.
You were describing Izzy?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I thought she was describing Kimiko Glenn herself. She was speaking in third person for a second. Because that's literally her character in real life. And just her essence, her spirit, her being is just so welcoming and open. I'm not going to call her my friend. And that's the theme of this movie is friendship. Anyways, I digress. Zipp Storm is this really cool character that I try to embody in my daily life. She's this quiet confidence who knows her power, wants to reassure others that they have a power too, and should be wholeheartedly accepting that within themselves, and wants to unite and bring back the real magic, which is this unified force, which is this G5 new generation. So it's awesome to see, all of these lessons and morals that we need to be reminded of as adults be ingrained in this new generation of children who are our future teachers and leaders and lovers. And so it's lovely that when I pop out kids, which will be a while, they'll have this lovely movie to watch and learn from.
Yeah.
And for both of you, how do you feel that this movie kind of separates itself from the other My Little Pony iterations?
I mean,
it's new.
It's new. I mean, it's got old and
there's a lot of Easter eggs that kind of acknowledge the older My Little Pony generations, and you'll, as someone who grew up with it, you'll be able to recognize, I saw that before, and just a little tip of the hat and acknowledgement. But also
we have our first male pony.
Yeah, which is amazing. amazing.
Very new. Very exciting.
The humor too is very new. It's
Yeah.
very, internet is acknowledged like in a question or in Zephyr Heights, where Zipp Storm is from.
The music.
Yeah.
The music is all new. Like there are so many things that this brings that maybe the other, like it just takes,
Right.
in the modern day.
Yeah, there's
know?
like influencer culture.
Yeah.
There's the internet exists, so there's a lot of like newness to this new generation.
Wonderful. And for both of you also, when you're in that booth, do you approach the character as if it was a live action iteration?
I think I'm bigger than live action. I'm even more alive.
I don't think I'd be allowed in live action if you saw me in the booth.
Fair.
Yeah.
I don't think I would be cast often in real live action at all. I'm so big and weird and wild, and they allow that.
And
they
they
make
also
room for that.
videotape you doing it just so they can take from the energy that you bring in the studio
To the
character, which is, animated.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I could see you and Izzy in several parts, and it was awesome. Like I could see her facial expressions. Like they did such a fantastic job animating the film.
Yeah.
So as actors, both of you, when you're looking at the animation and you're looking at the designs that they have, do you kind of go from there on how you want to approach Izzy, or is it more about the script and the full page?
It's always helpful to have both.
Yeah.
Because you can read it on the page, but it really helps to see her, and see who she is and where she lives.
Yeah, it's kind of like
that informs, the character as well.
100%. It's like picking out an outfit to determine how you feel for the day kind of thing. Like you want to see, the haircut or the way the tail flips or the way the wings span. And you want to know and understand the character so you can fully step into their power. It was really fun stepping into Zipp Storm, and it was awesome to see her transform into Izzy.
Wonderful. And what is it about your characters that you would love to take with you and remember throughout your career?
Well, we were talking about this earlier, how certain characters we play are actually super therapeutic for us. Like, I met her doing Liza Unmanned, and my character Harlow is super therapeutic for me because she stands in her power in this specific way. And and for Izzy, she's so open and she's so ready to accept, and she doesn't have her guards up ever. And so I think that's super important for me to play. Like anytime I would leave a session, I would feel so elated and so happy and so open. And I'm like, I really could be reminded of this, on the daily. And I think those characters really help us in that way.
It's so cool. And it was so special and life-changing for you. Like imagine a kid watching that and being okay with being the Izzy in this world. So it's so cool to know that. But Zipp too has this quiet confidence about her that she's a leader, she's a planner, she is looking out for the safety and well-being of others, and it's such an older sister energy, and I'm very younger sibling energy. And it's good to be able to step into that kind of power figure and that guiding light and be able to be that and provide that as Zipp. It was lovely. Yeah.
As Liza and Kimiko, what advice would you give your characters throughout this movie?
Man, she's perfect.
I love Izzy.
No, I love it. I won't change a thing
She makes
about it.
all the right choices.
That's such a great question. I feel like Zipp could learn from Izzy, and I think she really does in the film. I think they all kind of rub off on each other and remind each other of, I have this magic, you have yours. If we combine them, who knows what could happen? Maybe magic is restored. Who knows? Spoiler. But it's they all remind each other of what each other needs. And I think Zipp learns from Izzy to be a little more loose, and Izzy easygoing and easy to talk to. And Zipp kind of warms up in her own sense of self around these other characters. So they bring out the best in Zipp, and yeah.
I think Izzy does get down at some point about, how she's perceived and how she's received in Bridalwood. And I think it's the one place in which she maybe doesn't feel secure. And I want to just be you are your sparkle, you have your sparkle, you have luminescence, just remember that, don't forget that, because I think it's easy in our communities when we feel, othered or ostracized or something, to feel like we aren't exactly who we are, in our power and the wonderful beings that we are. And I think that happens to her briefly, but I just want to be Izzy, you're perfect the way you are.
Yeah. Oh, she so is.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for speaking with me.
Yeah, thank you for speaking with us.
Thank you.